Cute. Never saw that one. Ooh, look at that pretty block. Hey, what's happening? Well, it's looking good. I think that's going to be plenty big enough footer.
Yeah. They said I'm gonna win an extra 2.5 yards on that footer.
Well, I didn't want to go that wide.
Just bring it around over here.
As you all know, all that rock and crap just falls in and makes a mess. But
I can't believe there's no cave-ins.
yeah,
A couple small.
look how much moisture is still down in the bottom of that dirt. That first couple feet.
It's wet.
Yeah. Interesting.
That was the I think.
I was telling, he's working, talking on the phone at the same time.
Is there still powder down
Yeah,
there?
most of these guys stop.
Is there still powder down there?
They stop and sit there and play on their phone. Looking good, Pat. We're close on the dimensions. I thought I just kind of looked over and kind of drew it out, and I'm like just an inch or so here and there. I think it'll look a little better, but I'll get that to you here. I like to get some kind of a visualization. I don't have a computer CAD system, so basically I draw it out and trying to figure out all the measurements for Pat so that he can get his openings. So from the house, we're going to come over 16 inches. Then we need a rough opening. Well, we're going to have treated 1-bys on either side of the door, so 38 plus 3, we'll just call it 42. That should give us a rough opening there. We're going to we balanced out our other 3 dimensions by figuring out our rough openings for a door, 10-foot door, plus like a 1-by framing. We're also going to have probably a treated or no, we're not treated, I'm sorry, we're going to have we're going to have 2-by on either side and a 1-by then your trim. So we're going to go a little wider. 124 would be safe. Doing the math, dividing what's left by 3, we get 26 inches between each door opening. So I'll get these dimensions to Pat. He's moving along over here. Well, back out here on the job where we got the pad all poured for the garage, and Pat got the ramp all done, and the split-faced block. Got my anchors in, but that one's a little bit sticking out a little bit. So I went through and I was just kind of lightly grinding some of the tops to make sure that it's laying flat for our board to sit on. And I've seen how some of these rebar are sticking up, and I had asked Pat, I said, why do you leave some of the rebar proud? Some of it's okay, like that one was okay, but some of them are sticking up. And he said, because the inspector likes to see them, and so if they don't let it sit there and be exposed, then they can call them out and say, hey, you don't have rebar in every one of your pockets. So that's why. So you had to kind of trim that down. So that's why sometimes they're a little high. Well, now I know. I'm okay with that. So yeah, just kind of looking at this for the first time, seeing how everything turned out. It didn't turn out too bad. Got the little girl over here today. She's helping me out, just trying to get some of the stuff set up before we start framing walls. So we're going to use these Simpson strong ties for tying down our sill plate. So to hammer that down flat, put foam on the back of the board, set it down, bend that up and over and nail it. And the first time I did this, I drilled holes for these and ran them up through and brought them around, but you really don't have to do that. Just so far doing it this way is met code. So anyhow, we're gonna get going on that. Probably pull a siding, open up a little pocket for a wall from the overhang, so that when the guys come, we'll just be able to start framing and get her going. Ready?
Yep, we're getting hotter.
Yeah, doesn't sound like you rolled it ready. Well, the first thing is always the most fun, because the very first thing you always need is down toward the bottom. So we need these treated 2x8s, and there's a few shorter ones there.
Why do they have to be treated if they're up on the concrete?
They're up on the concrete, but they're making contact with the concrete. So all your sill plates that meet contact with any kind of stone or block or anything like that have to be treated. Okay. And then when we shoot nails in for framing our 2x6 walls down to that, because it's treated, we have to use hot dipped, or ACQ is what Fast Load says they are. They should say it's Fast Load, so yeah, they're ACQ, so they're exterior galvanized hot dip. so that they won't rust. So you got to shoot the sill plate down to that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get rolling. All right. So we got all our brackets hammered down flat all the way around. And then on the treated, I just used the foam and staple it down. But, oh, they gave me 2x4 foam. I don't understand it. You know, I've only found 2x6 and 2x4 foam at our local store, the Blue store. So anyway, this worked out. 2 runs of this and covers the whole board. So just staple it down. We'll carry it over, start in that corner, work our way over, nail it down, and get that ready. So in typical fashion of today's lumber, she's got a bow in it.
I know where to bow.
Oh, you're not wearing a bow? Okay, well, I was hoping to nail the ends and maybe try to drive this over. Hopefully, it's not gonna work, but, well, I can use the, bracket then.
Flat bar.
Flat bar. Well, I got it over some.
I don't throw that word around willy-nilly like other people.
I have no idea what you're doing. I got it to come over a bit. But it still needs to come over a little bit more. Yeah, he woman.
Oh, I have a chase.
I have nothing to pry against is the problem, so, or I would use it. I could try it slap a little bit. Questionable.
Oh, never going home.
It's working, it's working. To a large degree.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's pretty flush now.
Huh. Didn't think.
Oh, that'll definitely fly.
Okay.
Better nail it before it gets away. Momento de truth.
That's all you're gonna do?
De verdad. All right, let's let go of this thing and see what it does. And I put a couple of tap cones in it, so. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Now we only have to repeat this a million times. And
No, we're gonna check the board first.
yeah, I'm sure they're all twisted. All right. As always, somebody's cutting the grass. All right, so let's see if it'll still keep doing what I started to do. I had to cut this piece out to get it out of there, and then I grabbed hold and I just started ripping, and it just went rip. Oh yeah. How's that for easy? Wish also I didn't come off easy. Boom!
Can we get home now?
Yep. I remember a man with
I know.
made fan folds.
It was just upside down.
Oh man, you know that irritates me. I can't handle it.
No,
Let's
that
rip it
poor
off. Let's rip it off. Poor
spellmanship.
Yeah. That used to kill Joel. He was like, I can't sleep tonight. We put the synthetic on upside down.
I know.
Whatever it was, you know. This is how far we got today. We got all the tails coming off of the roof there. We took those all down, caught them, and got them out of there. I got the pockets opened up so we can run walls. We still got to pull the rest of this overhang off, but it's not going to take much at this point. It's those pieces are cut out so far that we'll be able to just take those 1-bys off. And I just didn't want to take it off. It's supposed to rain maybe today. We'll see. But anyway, it's all pretty much ready to frame. So I'll probably have PC with me tomorrow. So probably no more filming for the rest of this job. If you want to force PC into showing his face, make a comment. Ain't gonna help. But anyhow, all right. See you tomorrow. I didn't get a lot accomplished today. I did get to use Pat's Mighty Case to kind of smooth this up a little bit, bring a little bit of dirt from over the other side. This way it'll be a little easier for us to work. It was a little bit fun today, trying to work with this all messed up here, so that's a little better and that's a little straighter. It's a little messy here yet, but I got to get some more fill and then some gravel, topsoil. But anyway, at least we can work to be getting ready to set trusses. So we kind of, like I said yesterday, we had those 8-footers for 2x6s, and that weren't going to be high enough to make it through up there. So we had to figure out a game plan. We went and got a bunch of 10s, and we figured out how we're going to land. If we're going to use their top plate. They kind of like scabbed up, if you can see. There's like a layer and then another layer. So anyway, we're going to use the top one because it sits pretty well there. So that should hit our tails good with the truss. Now, our pitches are the same, so technically it should hit the peak. Should. But one thing we didn't think about is we're going to use 2x4 purlins on top of this roof. So this roof to run and catch that other roof over here and hit it right is going to be fun. So hopefully we got this all figured out where we hit down here and yet we hit this whole roof so it just continues straight out. That's the game plan. I probably should have got 412 pitches roof, because then it would have just been an extra valley, but this will look a lot nicer. So he's a loud trucker bike, isn't there? Chitty. Anyway, by the time we're done, we figured out with their roof decking being 3/4, we're going to be using 1.5. We should have to just use a piece of 3/4 runners and run across the rest of that roof, tie it in. So it does give us a little leeway to play around, being that it's going to be metal and we can do all that. So we're hopeful. But PC did get all his layout going on all his studs, made all of our headers today for our doors and windows. So you can see how he nails two, like say they're 16-footers. He nails 2 of them together, and then he starts his layout, and he's got his corner set up for there. Does California corners, which you'll see those whenever we're done. Show you those if you're not familiar with them. But anyway, then he does his layout, and then we figured out for our windows, so you can see where we have double studs set up for our windows. We find center, and then we work both ways. So we're gonna have a window there, a window over here, and then we're gonna have another window over on that wall, and our back door, front door. So what we're going to actually do is take the back window off of this house. There's new windows for this house, so it'll be about that size. Some of these windows, they're from Window World, and they're really garbage, really. Sorry, not to knock Window World, but these ones popped, and you can see that window's all hazed out and everything. So anyway, we got new ones to replace that. But what we're going to end up doing, these are mauled, but these mauls come apart. So these are 2 nice sized windows, and they just got a little plastic strip to hold them together. So we're actually going to take these 2 out, separate them, and that'll be the 2 back windows. And then the one, like I said, it's in the back, it's about that size, will go over here. So that's good use of old windows. Won't have a whole lot of windows to throw in the landfill or anything like that, just a few. And that should work out pretty nice. So that's the game plan. Hope it all works out. We're waiting to cut this overhang off until we get the walls framed and such. Thought we were going to set some walls, but we got JR coming tomorrow, so we got the manpower to lift them tomorrow. So figured instead we'll get the 10-footers, we'll get the layouts. Well, we chopped all those down to size too, ran through all those. This is PC's little there's different ways of going through when you want to lay out your lumber. His is doing it this way. He uses that board up there, lines it up. Of course, you can see it's lined up now, but it wasn't. So he'd have it there, and he just score a mark with his pencil. So that's his stop for his marking all his. I've seen guys take, and it's nicer if you've got, this was all in my truck, so there was no way of doing it, but if it's a whole bunk and all your boards are lined up perfectly even the whole way down, then you can just cut your one. You take that off, and if you cut your saw goes deeper. Your saw usually runs down about to there. So you throw that off, and you've already got a line through your next board that you can cut the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, because they're pre-marked. So that works really slick. It's a good way to go through a bunk of lumber quick, but they've all got to be nice and even at the end. That's the only drawback. It wasn't going to work on this job. So that's PC's solution. At any rate, hope you figured out what I'm talking about. I know I ramble. All right, well, I'm gonna head. I gotta go now to actually a place I never go to, Menards, and I gotta get some LVLs because they shorted me. There was only 2, but I made a little faux pas on that one. That one's my bad. that's always something. So first it was the height not being as high as it's higher than I thought it was. Anyway. And then as far as the LVLs, we were going to do a 9-foot, two 9-foot garage doors in the front. Oh, those are 10-foot garage doors in the front. So now I got to go up to Menards and Warren and go grab a couple LVLs so that I can have the right size, which they got 22 footers. So if I get two 22 footers cut in half, that'll be 11 feet. I only need 130 and a quarter inches or a half inches, something like that. So that'll work out great. So that's where I'm heading off to now. I might go and grab myself a Milwaukee framer because I don't mind my DeWalt. That DeWalt's been okay, but it would be nice to have a spare. And I do have the Milwaukee batteries, and I heard a lot of good things about it. So let's try out a Milwaukee framer and see how that goes. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Man, did we have some storms that came through here, messed us up, so we couldn't get out here to work, and now it's all mush. Well, it ain't too bad. I figured I'd be sinking over here, but I guess it's packed in pretty good. A little bit of water on the pad, not too bad. I called them last night, said nothing was leaking, so that's good. I got my LVLs the other night. 22 footers stick out pretty far. I put the 24-foot pick on there before, but it yeah, it works. I mean, drove it the whole way from Warren. That's over an hour drive. I wish I didn't have to go all the way up to Menards. I'm not knocking Menards, but it's not a friendly to contractor store, I guess you could say. Kind of a little bit of a pain. I don't know if you've ever been to a Menards, but to order anything and get anything, you got to walk a whole way through the store to the back corner, go to the desk over there, order what you want, go up to the front, pay, get in your truck, drive around to the side of the building, go through the security gate, get your stuff loaded up. Of course, it's busy, so you gotta wait for somebody to load. After you get loaded, you gotta go back through the security gate and forget having to return anything, because it's just the same thing where you gotta go in, get a return ticket, you go through the security, you return it, you come back through security, come back in the store, and then you finally get your refund. So it's a pain. Like I said, nice store other than that, but not fun for that kind of stuff. But anyway, the guys are coming today, at least I hope so, and we'll actually try to get these walls finally framed up. All right, well, I'm gonna take the tarp off everything, get ready to rock and roll, go from there. Looks a little bit different. We got a mole over here. Hey, I can always cut this if you don't want to be on. Sealing up the foundation for you. You're gonna paint that to match the siding, or?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
We're gonna check that. We're gonna see what the siding color is, how close we get to it. But probably a concrete color.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Quiet willow. But yeah, everything turned out real good. Had a pretty good day today. We worked together pretty nice. It's only a small team, but we like working together and framing. But anyway, sorry, no real tricks this time around. But do got that one I shot with JR. I'll put that short up there with it. Now there's a trick.
Who needs a speedy square?
Anyway, next step, these trusses. We're getting her, we're getting her. We started out from the house side, worked our way this way. Got 4 left to do. So we set our end truss. And we just slung that one up there and leaned it. We're gonna lean the next 3. And then we'll slide them over, start nailing them in on our layouts. But it's working pretty good with our nailer up there. We set like a nail down at 2 foot, so when we flip the truss up, it comes up and hits a nail. And I usually put a nail right here, slide it, and that way it slides right into the pocket, nice and easy. Nice foggy morning. So the other day, PC, JR, and I got that done. Tell you what, I do like PC's work. Don't tell him I said that, but he does good work. I like how we do California corners, in case somebody don't know. just the way you stud this up. So you leave this, like you lay your 2x6 flat on the outside, then put this one up against it like that. Another one there. Now you can, electricians love it, because now you can drill a hole through here, run your wire right around, and then you don't have an empty pocket. If you put 3 studs around like a U, then you have a pocket in there where you can't get insulation. So these are a much better way to go. But anyway, yeah, he's always strong on bracing everything up just in case there's any winds. Smart. I mean, been doing it long enough. You ought to know. But we left this side low. We just put the 8-foot sheets up. We didn't put the rest of the, like a 2-foot piece up there, because we're gonna end up having to sheet the gable end over here once we get the trusses up. So just make it easier, and it'll make it stronger too. It'll tie up or tie together the lower and upper wall, the gable end. Anyhow, so waiting for them guys to show up, and we're gonna start getting ready to set trusses. Well, JR might be sitting down on the job right now, but he hasn't been, obviously, since I haven't been here. For the most part, JR and PC did all this. Looks pretty good. They did a good job. We braced all that overhang, because it's 2-foot overhangs. So we ran extra bracing down each one. Nice and strong now. All right, well, we're gonna run some Tyvek. We got it already on the front. Get some bubble wrap on the roof. Call the guys in for cider. So you don't like being up there on that peck, huh?
No. I like the one around the corner. It was on the ground. I think it a lot better.
He's done by the one laying on the ground over there. He stepped on that and said, "This is the way I like a pick." All right, you ready? Nope. Come down on the ground and trip and almost fall on the ground.
Oh,
I thought you said when you come down you were going to kiss the ground.
Oh.
He does it. Awesome. Hey, the guys are hard at it putting the siding on. Henri, my amigos, doing it, working hard. Hey! All right, do yourself a favor, do not buy this junk. I'm sorry, but I cannot stand this gutter system. I know it's a homeowner special. Well, look, they even put regular downspout on that, but this vinyl stuff, it's horrible. Para mí me no gusta. Well, I gotta say, however this was put up, and I think the homeowner did it, not to knock them, but you can't get to the screws that hold these on. Okay, that one's not so bad, but most of them are down in. Yeah, there we go. And get down, they're recessed down in, and you can't get your 5/16 socket on it, and forget a flat. So I'm finding the easiest thing to do, besides falling down a hill here. Oh, there's the homeowner now. It's all his fault. He did it. He put this garbage up. Yeah. Anyway, only thing I can say is to remove it, grab a flat bar, stick the flat bar, hammer it up underneath. This is fun. I never put on any of my accessories that I have for my GoPro. Anyway, tapping that flat bar in there and just prying it out is the best. It gets out. We're putting new fascia on, and that's part of the reason we're taking these gutters down. We're gonna go with regular aluminum gutters. Well, I'm probably gonna go 6-inch because we're gonna put a metal roof on this. And this stuff here, yeah, that don't work too good either. Yeah, it's a good thing you did get your haircut. You ready for prime time? Yeah, it's just a pain in the butt. I mean, you got all these little brackets that screw on, and they got O-rings that are down in there, and it just snaps in, and it sounds like, oh yeah, oh, there we go, the typical neighbor running the lawnmower every day. I kid you not, in the summer, every day. I mean, if you've watched my channel, you've realized this is a recurring theme. Okay, see, they got an O-ring in here. and it's all just basically PVC, but it's just a pain in the neck. So I mean, see how brittle it was. I just grabbed it and broke it off. But anyhow, replace it, get seamless gutters. It's worth it. I'm sure this stuff isn't cheap, and it leaks. It leaks at every seam. You've got these thicker brackets here that have the double O-ring on them for the seams, and the pieces, I mean, you see this piece isn't very long. It goes from here to here, and then from there to the corner. So there's all kinds of seams. There's another one. You know, it's just lousy. Anyhow, getting this off. Well, that was easy. I just bumped it. Anyway, get this off. Eventually we're going to end up peeling back the shingles and the drip edge. I see this. Wow, this has like a deck that sticks out past. They actually bent the fascia up under. I don't know if you can see that in this light, but I don't know if that helps any. Anyway, we're going to bend all new fascia. I can't go back any further than right here. Put my metal drip edge on, which I have. I'm going to try a chimney kit. I usually bend my own metal. I usually get flat steel and I just make it myself. But this time I'm actually going to try a chimney kit out. See how it goes. We'll go from there. But there's a lot of hips and valleys on this one. This is what we've had to deal with every day. Roof being wet, slippery. Can't get started real early because you can't get on it. But look at this smoke just coming, the fog coming off of it. Burning off the moisture in the sun. Pretty cool looking though. Well, we know one thing, we have airflow. See if it'll keep doing it. Oh, one time I'm filming and it wouldn't do it. The piece kept flying up out. Yeah, I was trying to knock a little piece down. Every time I throw it down in there, it just keeps blowing it back out again. Never mind. Well, I figured I'd give you a progress update on the Scott garage siding metal roof job that we were doing. And I'm coming up to it now. Supposedly had a load of dirt delivered. So let's see, make sure it's here and flatten it out so that come Monday we can actually, oh yeah, we got dirt. We can get over here and get that soffit. We got to get that soffit and fascia done, but yep, siding's done, windows are in, got a lot done. Still got a lot of mess to clean up, but it's coming along nicely. I think even the transition worked out pretty good between the two roofs for what we had. Yeah, can't wait till we get the gutters on, and then we'll be pretty much out of here. Well, we got a little wall on the inside he wants us to finish off in the garage, but that's about it though. Well, you ever have a job you just can't quite get done? You try, and you can't get done. Now we got JR off with fractured ribs. We got PC out with COVID. I can't get a roller. It's the end of the season. They're all booked up. So I got at least some topsoil and some 3-inch, and I packed it down with the machine here, but I gotta get, they're supposed to come today. Hopefully they're bringing some number 2s and we'll get the rest of this all done. But I still gotta roll that in. And it rained and rained after we got our topsoil, and I had to just, I mean, I hate it, but I just had to broadcast it here and there. Let it dry up, maybe get a Harley rake later, but right now can't do nothing with it. I know it looks dry on top, that was deeper in the pile, but I was just making ruts all through there, so I didn't film it, because it's like, you can see it's just mud. Now it's sinking over here. It just makes a mess, but oh well. I mean, it's so close. You just get a compactor, roll it in, my top coat on, and the last couple things. This wall here, we've got this stuff, not cheap. This hard LP Smart Side for 10-foot sheets, so we don't have any seams to run up the whole way there and close off this wall and make it pretty. So we got to do that. And show you the backyard. Yeah, real spectacular, right? Lumpity bumpity bump. Anyway, was putting in the door openers, and I had Unistrut. I'm short a piece. So now I gotta run to the store, get a piece of Unistrut, so I can finish at least that project, because I can't seem to finish anything else. We're so close, we're so close. I like how Scott boxed this in for the, we were trying to scratch our brains how we wanted to do that, but this will work out nice. I'm not sure what he wants on that side. Gotta talk to him, but oh, we're so close. All right, let me at least get the openers finished today. Hopefully the stone will come. I'll have to come back with the roller another time. And PC gets to feeling better, or JR will knock that out. I finally can get paid. Make Scott happy. He can pull back in his driveway, get in his garage. That'd make him rual happy, because ground's just starting to get wet. He's been driving around the house all this time. So that's all good and solid and packed in. You can see the ruts over there. Not ruts, but just the grass laid down. All right, well, let me drop the trailer, go to the store, see what else I can get done. Yay, look who's back. JR's back. All right, I got the roller. We're gonna try to get this rolled down. We're gonna see how this works now. I've actually packed that dirt down with my excavator. And then when I put the stone down, I packed it down real good with the skid steer. Let's see what it does with the compact roller. Definitely made a difference. This won't come down. This little hump here is where we had to put a big piece of concrete slab here, so it just isn't going to come down, I guess. But definitely brought that down some. I'm going to get the truck here, stone, fill this in. Should level out pretty good. All right, first day back. How you doing?
Well, not bad. Shape for the shape I'm in. Two thumbs up.
Well, you got the wall done, so I guess you did all right. So you're not too winded for what?
No, not for what I did.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, this concrete got a little bit of a swell in it, so Scott's gonna have to get some trim and put down there. We did the best we could, following the contour the best we could, but the rest of it come out pretty nice. And once he gets his little panel on there, should be good shape. And the driveway looks good. The roller did a great job. I tell you what, I'm thinking if I can get it in the budget. Sometimes that's the problem, you know, getting the money in the budget for people to want to pay for the roller. But it's worth it, man. I mean, you walk out here, it's so much less soft and mushy, and you know, it'll all stay put now. So give it another year and probably put some real fine stuff on it, and you can edge the drive a little better. I mean, not charging to do every little aspect of it. I may end up coming back with the excavator and dragging us back up for him, because that's going to be a bit much. I don't like it. I can do better with that, with those tracks. It won't sink so bad as that thing. If I had a CTL machine, it probably wouldn't be too bad, but I can't afford that right now. So, all right, and I think that is about a wrap on this project. Finally, yay!